So, hello and good evening, everyone. Welcome to ACC Season 6 final round. We are here at Monza, and because it's the final round, we decided to spice things up, and it's gonna be a double points race. So, of course, our usual format will be there, but both races you will be getting double points. So, if you are still in the hunt for the championship, you might bet your events on this race, while the Pro Championship might be well and truly decided as of now because the Vleesh being the Vleesh has already cleared off everyone. But yeah, the championship for P2 and P3 in silver class as well as P1 in arm class is still open. And depending upon where a few people finish up, this might turn out to be a really, really spicy race. We
Hello,
have uh,
hello,
the drivers going out, and I am joined in the combox by my co-commentator Habazat King. How are you, Hab?
hi, Kake. I'm amazing. Feeling good, feeling excited for the race, really.
Yep, absolutely. And of course, the streamer for the day is SSJ Assassin. As we go live into qualification, we have around 12, 13 drivers on the grid. Probably a couple more of them should join soon. So as of now, we have 13 drivers on the grid. And regarding track conditions, and this you might be able to see on top right, ambient temperature 40 degree and track temperature 52 degrees. It's gonna be blistering hot, and boy oh boy, the tires will be getting hot rapidly, and these guys will be struggling for grip for sure. Quali, of course, it's important that you get a one shot quali right away. It's a decently long track, not as long as Spa, of course, but then again, even a couple of laps here in such extreme weather conditions will hit them quite a lot. So you'll be losing quite some time if you stay out on the same set of tires. So it's going to be important that they get a nice outlap and then just get the perfect outlap right out of the bat.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that, Kake. I think getting heat onto those tires, getting proper temperatures up is important right now. We've seen a lot of drivers here struggle with heat that generates on track. So tires is going to be one of their main concerns, and hopefully we can see some drivers overcome that.
Absolutely. As we are on with Davlish, as he has begun his first hot lap, goes through the first chicane quite nicely and easily. And yep, as we have a bit of a train forming right behind him, it's a couple of cars as well. So let's stay on board and let's see how he gears up on this really, really hot track.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but am I the only one facing an issue with the
Probably,
Discord stream?
probably a bit of alt tabbing might be glitching out Discord. That might be an issue.
Because I can see possibly 3-4 frames a second on the screen, so just wanted to
Yeah,
confirm.
yeah, a bit of an issue. The leash goes slightly deep out of Lesmo too. Bit of wheel dipped onto the grass. But yeah, coming up to Askari now, quite important that you don't lose the grip of your car right here, as we try to make sure that we can commentate everything as the stream goes as low as 4 to 5 FPS. So maybe Dan, if that's something that can be sorted upon, that would be great for us. But yeah, the leash is rounding off to the back straight and now on to the Parabolica. Uh, he should set the fastest time, of course. So let's see how it goes on. Yeah, a bit of contest here, right there. A bit of loosey goosey towards the rear end. Audi, of course, as the leash says, is a bit weaker compared to, let's say, some other cars. But yeah, it sets up a rapid time of 1:48.8. Next up, following him is Deepakraj in the silver class, currently fighting for the P2 position, and he is 1.3 seconds behind. Puraragala goes P2 now, just 8.5 tenths behind the leash side.
Mm-hmm.
Sai Prithvi will be the next to cross the line, goes P2, again 8 tenths off.
Yeah, I guess Davlish ended up putting in a banger lap because I don't think anyone is able to challenge that for the moment. So let's see what we can, we can spot here from, Moto 8 Sil and even to a certain extent Faizan. Let's see what they can bring to the table here.
Absolutely. Farzan and Cannon both have, shown some strong results this season, and I think Cannonade hasn't joined yet. So if Farzan manages to just, finish the race properly in a clean manner, he should be. He's of course he's already leading. So in case Cannonade doesn't turn up, it should be an easy victory for Farzan in the end class.
What about the Aston Martin right now? Do you think the Aston Martin would be able to make any difference today?
Aston is quite a balanced car, and I believe, if I'm not wrong, I've been out of touch with the game for a while now. But I believe we did have some sort of BOP update a couple of months back, so it has been sort of brought up to level terms with some other cars. It's still quite a nice balanced car, but yeah, it eats the tires quite quickly. So
Hmm.
definitely. All the heat is gonna eat the task quickly as the bleach goes a tenth faster again. So that's 148.7, the current pole time. Its
Hmm.
cylinders begins his hot lap. Yeah, looks like it. As Mr. Rod gives way to the Ferrari coming from the behind, and
Uh,
it's
you know,
yeah.
I think for these drivers right now, they're probably getting ready to start up on setting up their fast laps. If there's any current laps going on, there'll be sort of a trial lap for the final lap because again, they want to get their fuel. Absolutely right. They don't want to have more than enough fuel in the tank. Just to make sure that they maximize in terms of pace because right now the only person maximizing in terms of pace is Tablish at the moment. We do see Moto and it's still not able to set up times yet, but hopefully they'll be able to rack up towards the top of the leaderboard and try to give us a fight for quality at least. And we see it's still going a little wide there, but I guess he's just trying to use as much of the track as he can. Gets a bit of oversteers around the exit of Lesmos. Now heading towards Askari. Let's see how well he can take Askari.
Yeah, absolutely. A bit of traffic right in front. Should be clear though. There's sufficient enough gap. The Ferrari doesn't really like Ascari's sausage curbs. So yeah,
Oh,
and there you go.
yeah. I
As I
mean,
said that, he loses it.
yeah, you called it, Kake. I mean, it was complete. The last chicane, there was nothing Itzel could have done.
Absolutely.
The rear completely gave up over there, and he couldn't even catch it. Unfortunate for the Ferrari to lose on this qualifying. Is there any chance he can come back out, Kake?
Yeah, if he just goes on now, blazes the out lap as well, he should get another hot lap in. So yeah, let's see if he is coming out because even though he might be actually happy to start P11, given that how
Mm-hmm.
notorious Monza is for the
Definitely.
turn one incidents. If
But I think the racer in Eitzel will still like to go out for one hot lap and see if he can actually push for P4. I don't think so, but
well,
I don't think so. He's going to do
yeah,
that now. So it's too
yeah.
late.
Now it's too late. So yeah, as I said, also a special mention to Jackster, who is making a comeback, one of our initial season's champions. He is making a comeback today. He had, sort of on a break for a couple of seasons. He had an accident sort of thing, some broken hand, and now he is back in the Beamer. So let's see how he performs. Of course, his class might not be indicative of his pace. He's definitely faster than AM class, I would say. But yeah, let's see how he performs in this double points finale race. But yeah, as things stands, it's the least on pole 148.7. Purura Gowda has managed to close the gap, but still almost 4 tenths behind. Sai Prithvi in the pro class is currently P3, 7.5 tenths behind. Deepakraj fighting for overall P2 in silver class, currently fourth on the grid. And behind him is Jackster, and then we have Tanish Agarwal as we were on good side. Prithvi, who was really off track coming off the Askari exit, and that definitely would be an invalidation. So he still has chance to put in another hot lap. So hopefully he'll be looking to upsurge Pururagada to get on that front row. And then behind Tanish, further down the order, we have Starmax Lord and Shan 7, and Supreme Kai and Mr. Raj rounding off the top 10. 8 cylinder, Moto and Faizan are yet to set up a time. 8 cylinders, I doubt will be able to. Moto and Faizan should be, as I see their cars out on track, rounding off a couple of corners. That's Moto rounding off Askari, and across the line he comes. Where will he qualify? He goes P9. He could have been faster, but then probably the temperatures and the setups might not be to his liking. But yeah, nonetheless, that's a minimum of maximum of P9 rather for Moto. Let's see where Faizan ends up. That will be interesting as Davlish is still, trying to beat his own record right here, trying to go faster and faster and faster. Goes slightly out of the curves. I think that might be an invalidation, if I'm not wrong, because he did go off the curves. All the four wheels were off the curbs. Car number 3 behind him has gone off that separately, so he won't be improving his time. So he will stay P3. Meanwhile, we have Faizan now, the last person yet to set a time, rounding off rounding off Parabolica, sorry. And let's see where he can get that Aston Martin up to. Comes across the line and goes P11. So yeah, that's the qualifying done. That's Davlish Singh starting on pole, followed by Purura Gowda. Then we have Sai Prithvi and Deepakraj in the second row. Jackster, Tanish Agarwal, Shamax, Shan 7, Motan Supreme Kai, round of the top 10. Then we have the AM class leader Faizan in P11, followed by Mr. Roth and 8 cylinders who couldn't set a time. So yeah, that's
Mhm.
qualification done. Quite a spread across all the classes.
Yeah,
This qualifying grade.
definitely. I think this is quite spread, but I hope the race is a bit more interesting in this way, wherein a lot of people, I hope, are focused on their race setups and hope focused on getting their pace up.
That is true. Definitely, track times of 51 are no joke at all. We specially decided to torture them a bit for this final race. The double points don't come easily. So yeah, let's see how the first 20-minute race ends up for all these guys. So a couple of minute waiting time till we get going to race one. So yeah, let's take one final look at the liveries these guys have created because, of course, a lot of them are running custom liveries. So let's start up ahead with the leash. Yep, that's a nice Audi of the leash right there. This is the default livery, I think. This is the default in-game livery. And I think even Puraragoda is running a default one. That's a custom color. Those are custom colors for sure. Even Sai Prithvi's looks like custom colors. And yeah, that's a really nice combo actually. The three colors. Deepak's, of course, the in-game Valentino Rossi. Uh, VR 46. No, that's not VR. I'm sorry. That's the Red Bull. I'm
Yeah,
blind.
he's
Okay, sorry about
he's ditched the
that.
VR46 for this
Yeah,
season.
he has this the VR 46. Yeah, yeah. Jackster in the default Beamer, and then we have Tanish Agarwal. He has decided to go in a default livery as well for the Ferrari. Starmax Lord looks like a default livery with some spiced on colors and finishes. Moto is in a default livery as well in the McLaren. Supreme Kai as well, a default livery for the Aston. Faizan has definitely spiced up the colors a bit. Looks very vibrant. That Aston, the green colors. Mr. Roth's Lambo looks as menacing as ever. And then we finally have Itzel in the F Corsa. So yeah, just a short formation lap before we begin our final race, final 20 minutes race for this season. That will be deciding our grid for the upcoming race too for 30 minutes. So let's see what these guys have in store. SSJ, your stream seems to be a bit glitchy. It's sort of alt tabbing into screen sharing and whatnot.
Is it? Okay, let me try it once
Yeah.
again. Meanwhile, the
Yep.
race is still going on. The drivers have yet to start the first lap. Let me quickly get this up. Should be okay now. I mean, let's see if it's okay now. That's all I can say.
Absolutely.
Green light. Go, go, go.
So green flags are out and the drivers are off. And yep, Kake, why don't you take it away?
Absolutely, the Davlish has got a really nice start. Pururagada is now being threatened by the beamer of Sai Prithvi, who has the inside line. Will he go for the lunge? He does, he does, but Pururagada defends him off nicely. Behind them as well, Deepak and that was Jakshar, I believe, having a bit of a tussle. No one did go off really. We have a yellow flag right on the starting line. A couple of cars definitely had an incident. And turn one as well, I see Faizan's cars, number 74, just rounding off the first chicane now. But yeah, I think the leaders definitely had a clear start. Behind definitely Mr. Roth, Supreme Khan Faizan were definitely involved in some incidents. As we see Purura Gowda now challenging Davlish Singh as they go side by side through Lesmo 1. Purura Gowda managing to keep it in there, not just about giving enough room to Davlish. Davlish trying to hang it around the outside, and he does hang it around the outside. They're still going side by side as they approach Askari, as Purura Gowda slips right behind the Audi to get in some slipstream. And yeah, let's see how it turns. I'm sorry, that's Sai Prithvi behind Pururagada. Sorry, I messed that up. But yeah, as they try to go side by side through Askari, even Deepakraj is now, Jakshar and Deepakraj is trying to join right back in. Pururagada runs a bit wide. That might earn him a track warning quite quickly. But yeah, now it's time for Jackster to plan a move on Sai Prithvi as they go to Parabolica. As Jackster goes around the outside, will he get the momentum? He doesn't quite yet. But yeah, it's now going to be a sort of slipstream battle between all the four guys behind him as they try and weave and break the slipstream. But these guys are going to weave together, even if that generates some extra heat in these blistering hot conditions. That's a Yeah, looks like it's Sai Prithvi on the inside line, Jaksha on the outside line. A bit of contact. Oh, they managed to keep it clean. Bit clean, bit clean. There's a bit of contact right behind between Deepak and Sai Prithvi, but they don't spin. No one loses any positions as of now. And yeah, I'm sorry, the stream is getting a bit choppy, so I'm trying my best to see among all the frames to see what's happening.
Yeah. And
As
it
it
also looks like Tanish is just waiting to pounce on this.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Oh, that was Sai, right? Just missing his breaking point coming into the second chicane, and yeah, as the cars go behind the trees.
yeah. I
Yep,
mean,
with this.
you can.
I'm really sorry, Kev, about the Discord stream thing. Is it better now? I've lowered the quality of Discord.
Yeah, it's not just the Discord. It's going towards the YouTube as well. It's affecting the YouTube stream as well.
All right, let me check.
Yes, as we were speaking, Tanish fairly got one position over there because of Sai Prithvi's mistake. Went a bit hot into the corner and unfortunately had to take the escape road. And I knew it because both these three drivers, they were just very close to each other. And when they're that close to each other,
Is it fine
the
now,
nerves tend to
guys?
get a bit high. Yeah, it's better.
Yeah, just let me know if it gets potty again, please. Thank you.
And
Yep.
now we're just on board. Deepakraj at the moment, he is trying his best to see if he can gain or keep at least a few cars behind him. And as we see, is that who is that?
That's Star Max
That
Lord.
Yeah, that's Starmax Lord.
no, who was in the Ferrari? Right, yeah, Star Max. Unfortunately, taking a new route through turn one. But yeah, like I said, who's the Ferrari driver right now? Is that Eitzel or
Yeah, we have two Ferrari
Anish?
drivers, Tanish and Itzel.
Okay,
So
so
Tanish
I
is
was
in the
wondering.
red
Yeah.
one. Yeah, that's the red Ferrari is of Tanish.
Tanish. Okay, yeah, perfect. No, because it looks like Tanish is just struggling a little bit in the dirty air of, I believe that is Sai Prithvi right now, and because of that, he's just losing some grip around the corners. I think Lesmos was one of the few corners where he lost a few tenths there.
Absolutely, and Sai Prithvi and Deepakraj are at it. A bit of scaring action going on by Sai Prithvi right behind Deepak as they went into Askari right there. But both of them sort of keep their cool and manage to avoid any sort of contacts as
Ooh.
of now.
Sai
That's
Prithvi
meanwhile,
going around the
yeah,
outside.
East and East, they are going side by side into Parabolica right now. Will he have the momentum to just cover Deepak Raj off? Because outside you get a lot of marbles, and that really
Mhm.
doesn't help with your tag grip. So it's important that you carry as much minimum speed as possible through Parabolica, and looks like he has
Yeah.
done that.
But
Deepak.
Deepak now has the inside line towards turn one, so he'll be able to command that corner at least. And you can see Deepak and Sai just going side by side through turn one. Now Deepak again has the inside line. Sai is not squeezing Deepak, but Deepak still hangs on. They're both side by side again through turn one. And it looks like Deepak has got the upper hand and the racing line as well. Will Sai be able to do anything about it? No, at the moment he's just hoping to get some more split screen off of Deepak, but now he's trying to go for a move on the inside. They switch positions. Deepak is now towards the inside of the next corner, defending well against Sai. Sai hoping to get a switch back, dismounts the curb, gets a better exit against Deepak. Now hanging on to the inside of the next corners. Deepak still trying to do his best, and unfortunately, Sai passes through, and Deepak couldn't do anything about it. That was one hell of a fight between these two drivers.
Absolutely, Sai completely ate that curve in Della Roggia and still managed to somehow get a better exit. But here comes Tanish, and looks like he is going to join the party soon as well, as it suddenly is a three-way battle for P4. And as of now, it's Sai Prithvi barely ahead, and they go through Askari relatively cleanly, easily. Looks like Sai has gained a bit of a time, and that should be enough, I think, for him to keep him clear at least till turn one. Meanwhile, Deepak will be definitely be pressured by Tanish right behind him. That Ferrari can reach quite high top speed, and Monza being such a track, straight line speed, it favors the Ferrari slightly, even though they might die on the Ascari.
Hmm. And you can see the top studio speaking about Kake. You can see Tanish slowly inching closer and closer to Deepak. Will he be able to go for a lunge? It looks like he might be able to. He's thinking of it. Luckily, Deepak does manage to cover it a bit, so Tanish couldn't think about it. But can he get the switch back on Deepak Raj by any chance? Looks like Deepak is just getting better exits than Tanish at the moment.
Absolutely. Deepak has been positioning his car brilliantly over the last few laps with his fight with Sai Prithvi, Pururao got as well a few laps ago, and now Tanish. So, yeah, he has been keeping his car positioned nicely. Still looking to attack Sai Prithvi up ahead while trying to defend from Tanish. Not an easy task to do, because you tend to lose time if you are not on the optimum racing line while defending from someone. So he has his task cut out as Tanish goes a bit deep coming out of Lesmo 1. You don't want to be doing that coming out of Lesmo 2 for sure, because if you dip a wheel in that gravel on the outside, you will spin for sure. He doesn't, and they are going cleanly. And looks like a bit of uh, lull in the battles as of now.
Yeah, it does look like. I think Sai Prithvi is the one that's benefiting most from this battle between Deepak and Tanish, because at the moment, although they're not going side by side, they're still, you know, Tanish is still that quick in the straight where he's able to keep himself within the rearview mirror of Deepak. But as I speak, Deepak gets gets closer and closer to Sai Prithvi, and it looks like Tanish is getting farther and farther away from Deepak, and a gap is building up for it.
Yeah, Tanish is definitely falling behind right now. Looks like Starmax and
Yeah.
Chance 7 might be getting a bit close now. Now coming into turn 1, Starmax is right behind him. So let's see whether the Beamer comes up. And yeah, looks like he's completely as of now. All he needs to do is just make it out of the first chicane cleanly.
Mhm.
He should be able to get the lead.
And that looks like a fantastic exit from Shan. But I have heard that the Bentley is definitely very, very aggressive on these curves and can take those curves
We are halfway
more
through
aggressively. So
Autovia.
let's see what StarMax can do on his, and let's see how far quick StarMax is ready to push his car to get that position.
Both Beamer and the Bentley are quite good at eating the curbs. And I would say, even though it's a right-hand drive, so it might throw some people off, but it could have eaten a bit more, of the sausages on the inside. Just yeeted the Bentley through. It's a boat after all, so just glided through as he gets a bit of oversteer coming out of Lismo too. That was too much inside curve, so that's what probably sort of
Mhm.
unsettled the car. So gotta be careful. Just kiss the curves on the inside for both Lesmos and you are good to go. Maximize the exit because the straight line, the long straights coming up ahead leading to Askari are quite important. And similarly, just get a nice exit out of Kari as well. And we have a yellow flag somewhere. Someone has had an off. Looks like coming out of Askari exit. Yep, that's the Beamer of
Yeah.
Shan.
Mhm. Yeah, it looks like StarMax has gained that position because Shan unfortunately made a cruel mistake at Askari. Askari takes his first victim. Oh, and we see, oh, is that Faizan? That's
Yeah.
extremely close
Oh,
between Faizan and and we
that's
see another.
who was that?
Who is that? Is that
Number
Eitzel?
7.
That was 8 still. That was 8 still, guys.
Yeah, that was it.
Oh wow.
Interesting. What
I
happened with
mean,
it?
I guess Eitzel just wanted to repeat what he did in qualifying.
Probably, because again, that seems like the Ascari exit. I'll just quickly head into the replay and see what happened there. Because that definitely deserves to be looked at a bit.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
he just lost it at the Ascari exit. So yeah, that was his RTG moment. Yeah, he is into the pits as we have uh, 11 drivers surviving now who are currently
yeah.
racing.
So here's the important question, Kake. Oh, and as we see Faisal just go wide a bit. I think he lost some performance under braking and just couldn't hold the car. And I guess that's gonna invite Sean back into the fight, and he's gonna start to be
Yeah.
aggressive with
Sai is into
five.
the pits as well. What happened right here? What did we miss?
Is he
That
refueling?
is, don't think so. Yeah, I think he has RTG straight away. Something definitely
What happened
happened
there?
somewhere. Yep, I will just quickly toggle into replay mode and see what happened. He lost his car out of less mode too. Oh
Oh,
no, that is really unfortunate for Sai Prithvi.
mhm. Is Sai back out, or is he just retired of the race?
He did RTG and he is still in the pits. And Itzel meanwhile has left the session. So Sai Prithvi is still in the pits.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's is that live or that's a replay? That's a replay. Yeah, that's a replay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that
was the
was
replay.
Sai Prithvi's. Yeah,
Yeah, since they were.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I just saw the replay onto the YouTube stream. My God, that was definitely a lot of oversteer coming out of the corner. The rear just seemed to unnerve itself. Regardless, I mean, right now we're on board Tavlish Singh, who completely is dominating this race at the moment. He's 8 seconds ahead of uh, Pururov Kovra, right?
yeah,
And
Pranav Gala.
again, Deepak. is quite happy in P13, but I believe P3, sorry, and I believe Sai was up in P3 before he crashed out, right?
Yep, he was in P3.
Mm-hmm. That's definitely gonna hurt Sai because that's one definitely an easy race to get P3 and be on the podium because I'm pretty sure the Audi was unable to fight against the sheer power of the BMW at that stage. So one mistake costs everything.
Absolutely. But yeah, as you mentioned earlier, it's Davleesh on a chill drive on a very hot afternoon. Behind him, we have not a lot of close racing, I would say, going on. Some battles might crop up here and there. Faizan is definitely close to Shan.
Definitely. I
Yeah,
mean, Shan is,
yeah.
let's say
Shan is
Shan is
close to
closer.
Faizan. Yeah, the other way around.
So yeah, we
Let's
might see
see.
Shan hopefully get something planned with Faizan because we know Shan has the pace. He was quite far ahead until he made that mistake in Askari. So we know he's a great racer with a lot of pace. It's just to get into the proper headspace and start attacking and starting to put some pressure onto Faizan. And
Yeah,
it's all about the mental
definitely.
game with these drivers.
Absolutely. The mental game is definitely important. Plus, what Shah needs to be careful about is the damage as well. He would have suffered
Hmm.
after that.
Hmm.
A bit of banging into the wall.
Yeah,
But yeah,
you can see the hood of his car. I think it's a bit
absolutely.
damaged at the moment, so that's
Yeah,
definitely going to affect his aerodynamic grip.
definitely. And you want as much of aerodynamic grip as possible with the tires being completely, in the red zone, just giving you no grip at all. So you want just everything. As Faizan goes straight through, just cutting the corner, that's one way to gain some distance.
I I mean, the Aston Martin has been struggling at that corner. I think that
Yeah, he has
has to
been
be
struggling there.
said.
Definitely, that's we definitely don't encourage such sort of racing. But yeah, 3 minutes to go. Might as well take a track cut to make sure that he stays ahead. But yeah, as it stands, he will be the AM class winner, overall season AM class winner, since Cannonade isn't racing, at least for this race. So yeah, just finishing, just even if he doesn't finish, he will be the AM class champion. Deepakraj also should be able to get P2 overall in silver class because his closest competitor Teg is one isn't racing today as well. So yeah, that more or less those were the main battles that we were focusing on today. Davdish Singh, FIFA Connect, Sai Tarun, these guys of course are all there in top three. But yeah, just Sai Tarun in here. He's still in the pits, probably still getting the damage repaired. He might have decided to just leave it as it is since he is already a couple of laps down now.
Mhm.
But yes, this probably is 5 years battle as of now
Yeah,
between.
it looks like one of the few people to gain the most out of this is Tarmax, looking at how he's currently in P5 compared to where he started, which was down in P10, P9, P10. So I think Shamax has definitely gained a lot of positions. Hopefully he can keep it onto the track for the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, definitely. This might be his the best result overall of his ACC season, if I'm not wrong. If he finishes P5 right here, no jinxing. I'm not jinxing him. Just saying. But yeah, I hope he finishes P5. He
I mean,
needs
he's
he
just about to
badly
go
needs to
over
get
at
some points.
Askari.
What could go wrong?
No, I think the Bentley is definitely a great stable car here at Monza. And I think one of the few things people have been struggling with is the curbs. And the Bentley seems to be quite able on the curbs. That's why I guess Tarmax has been able to save himself from um, any any sort of spins or turns at the moment. And it's gotten a really decent result. So again, great work for Tarmax there.
Yep, definitely, definitely. Uh, I don't really spot another close battle anywhere. As of now, it's just Faizan and Shan and Moto who are quite close to each other, but still not close enough to give us any sort of wheel to wheel battles. But yeah, as it stands, Monza, speed is speed. And if you get away from the slipstream of the person behind, you can create a decent amount of gap. Just make sure you take your corners nicely, brake at the right time. No need to cut any of the chicanes.
Mm.
And Faizan has definitely gained up some time on Moto Moto right there after the
Mhm.
first chicane.
Oh, you can
Coming
see
in,
that Moto has been struggling on that. Oh, it looks like Moto's definitely struggling somehow.
yeah,
He's
he is
losing
struggling
a lot of
massively.
time.
He is massively struggling. And just where is Davlish? Davlish, will he cross the line before the timer hits zero? No, he doesn't. So yeah, that should be the checkered flag for the leash.
Finish
Yep,
race.
that's a checkered flag. So this is the final lap. It's gonna be the final lap for these guys. So it's gonna be Motomoto versus Faizan as we go right through the end as the round of Lismo 2. Uh, and overall, I would like to say it's the leash who finishes P1. Pururagada is P2. Deepakraj is now rounding off the finishing line. Will finish P3 as Faizan takes a sneak peek down at Askari. Doesn't go anywhere.
Oh,
Motomoto goes a bit wide, manages to keep the car in control, and again dips a wheel
Faizan
outside
gets a
on the
better
gravel.
exit.
Yeah, Fazan has a massively great exit right there. Can he hang it around the outside? He has a blazed past Motomoto right there. So
Yeah.
Moto definitely has to sort of dive or do something to get past Faizan, which looks really really unlikely.
Mm.
And Faizan has
Oh, yeah.
gained a position and
Mhm.
will finish P7. Some great stuff
Eh,
from Faizan right there.
I wonder if he had any. Oh, what? Okay.
Yeah, that's a celebration.
Yeah, I'm new to ACC, so yeah, you're gonna see a reaction like that come up. But what I was stating was that Moto completely lost all his space in the last lap, so there must have been something
Yeah,
wrong. I
definitely.
wonder if there was any puncture or any loss of pressure that on his tires at the end of the race that caused him to lose that one position. But that's fair play to Faizan for getting that move done.
Green light. Go.
Yeah, absolutely. He did great right there. So overall, I think it's Davlish who finished P1 and he has quickly left the server as he usually does. Then we have Deepakraj, Purura Gowda, sorry, Purura Gowda and then Deepakraj. Uh, then we had the timetables are messed up right now. Sorry
Yeah,
about
I'm not
that.
able to enter the race
Yeah,
timetable for some reason.
yeah, it's all messed up. Let me see if I can get it
Well, it's not an
restarted.
IRC race unless something goes wrong.
That is true.
So I guess that was the sprint. Now we move on to the main race, right? I guess
Yep, that
that's the format for following.
yep, that was the 20-minute race done, and now we'll be having the 30-minute race. The results, of course, will be set up by the race one result we just had. So yeah, we'll be taking a quick intermission, and we'll be back shortly in about